What's up YouTube, Blame Connor here. Welcome to the first video on the channel. Due to popular demand, a lot of you wanted to see a track breakdown on my song Pandora with X-Ray, so figured might as well do that since it just hit 500,000 streams on Spotify, and a lot of you have been asking for like tips, I guess, on how to make festival trap and stuff like that. So just getting into the project, I think what I'm going to do is just go over each section of the song, kind of just break it down, tell you my thought process while making it. Starting off the intro, I'm just going to play each part and then explain it. So it starts out kind of quiet, just have these really ambient pads playing. They're all filtered. I think there's 5, and they're all from Nexus. I really like Nexus pads, they sound really clean. And then underneath I have just some textures, some ambience, just to give it more atmosphere. But other than that, we have this eagle, and this is a tree frog, just to make the intro more ambient, kind of build up to the break a bit better. Then I have two reverse vocals that go into the main vocal here.
Welcome to the archive. You are now entering.
But they are automated, so they don't sound.
Welcome.
Yeah, just to make the vocal transition cleaner. And the main vocal, a few of you asked where I got it from, but it's sampled from a Code Black hardstyle song, which is also called Pandora. I just really liked the vocal, thought it could fit cool, and it worked. And then right before the break, the last bar, I have my own favorite riser. Yeah, so going into the break, this part might lag a bit, so bear with me.
You are now entering
in the computer, but I'll just break it down bit by bit because I don't want to have to listen to that again. So we have the 2 main pads from the intro, as well as the choir. The main pads are not filtered anymore, so they sound like this. And yeah, they're just really huge sounding, like saw type pads, and they work really good for like the entire saw stack. Just have some sauce fattener, OTT, and just some minor EQing just to bring up some of the highs, take out the lows. Just pretty normal stuff. And then we have these pads are still pretty quiet, but they're just there as a filler of a choir. I think every sound is from Nexus. Not even a lot of processing on these, just some EQ, just to take out some highs and lows. And then some white noise. And then for the bass, I have a Reese. Just some distortion OTT. Take out some of the highs. And then I cut everything below around 115 hertz because that's where the sub's gonna be sitting. And then together it just creates one giant saw stack kind of thing. Makes for a big break. And then on top of all that, I have the vocal that I found in an RKM pack. So on that, I just really boosted the highs, make it stand out because the pads already were kind of high, and then some OTT, and then I have a pancake on it, so it just kind of pans left to right really slightly, and then just some effects in the break. I felt like the ethnic vocal just kind of fit with the whole idea of the song, and I like it a lot. In the second half of the break, we add some just some like marching type drums from Kashmir. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the break. Going into the build up. So for the build up, it was pretty basic. Just have the main drop melody filtering in. I keep the main pad and the choir, but they're filtered again. So you can kind of still hear them, but they're in the back more, just to transition the break into the build up better. Have a cymatics build up loop here. It's also being filtered and automated in. I have a tight snare here from Kashmir, just playing in the last 3 bars of the build up. And then I kept the vocal, add some risers, kept this. I like this part. If you after 4 bars of the build up, add like a prida snare, or like just a big snare. It kind of just like stops all the energy for a second, then it gets right into it. And then other than that, just have like the Pandora vocal, some snare fill, and then I like using prida snares a lot in festival trap, a lot of big room elements. I like to use those in my songs, just I feel like it fits really well. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, getting onto the drop, I'll start with the drums. Yes, this is how it sounds with just like the drums and the effects. Yeah, so we got just a standard trap pattern with the kick. Yeah, just using another RKM sample. I use a lot of his stuff from his packs. He's sick. The 808. the key of the track's in F minor, so it's pretty much just following that. Some minor variations and a couple slide notes. This is the main snare, but we layered it with a couple others. Have a chop snare. Just have those pan to the left and right. Some chants, some exhausts. That's about it for that. Getting onto the drop melody. It's just a pretty basic festival trap melody. Got a lot of these kind of notes. They sound really good, especially when you sidechain them with like a kickstart or something. Yeah, just kind of the melody just builds up, and then for all the sounds, it's just Sylenth and Serum. Some Vandalism presets. I think these two are from Big Room sample packs. And then some of these ones are from Hopex, his sample pack. And each of them, they sound like this. And then all of them kind of glued together, they make this really big super saw type sound, and part of that's just because of the post-processing. Just have some subtractive and additive EQ, take out some of the harshness, just add some distortion, OTT, a really big reverb, just some filters, more EQ, and then the kickstart. This is crucial. I really like to use kickstart when I make festival trap. It makes the rhythm of the drop sound a lot better in my opinion. So for example, this is how it sounds without it. Sounds alright, but then with the kickstart, it adds more of like that pumping effect, and it just flows better. But yeah, without the post-processing, this is what it sounds like. A lot of it's the reverb. It's just a really big reverb. Size is on all the way. Normally I would never use it that high, but I guess for this track I did. The wetness is up high. That's about it. Yeah, moving on to the second part of the drop though. Not much changed, but I'll play it. Yeah, so I just added some hi-hats here. Just boosted some of the highs on them, just so they sit on top of the mix a bit. One thing I didn't mention, I added brass. Just 3 cymatics brass shots. And then just some EQ, some distortion, And I also have the kickstart, so it adds that pumping effect, so it kind of flows with the drop melody. Whereas without it, it would sound like... See what I mean? So it just helps blend the sound together. And then what I like to do with a lot of my songs is add a white noise layer behind the drop. Just fills up the high end. I added a bit of distortion, I guess, to it, but it doesn't add a ton, but it makes the lead sound, it gives it more like more attack and feels sharper. And then I just added some hoovers and some risers just to transition it out of the drop into the, I guess, like the drop outro. The only other thing I wanted to touch on was this 808. So that little effect there was just an LFO, and then I also panned the 808 to go left to right. I've never done that before in a song, so I wanted to try it out, and I thought it sounded pretty good there. So yeah, moving on to the drop outro. So we just got the Reese back. Some of the drums I kept from the drop, added a few perks and stuff. Kept the hi-hats. And then we have this cashmere sample. I think it sounds really cool. Kind of has that ethnic vibe to it. It goes well. And then I cloned it and I pitched it up 12 octaves. And together. I thought it just sounded really good for the outro. And then I have a pad, kept the pads. And then underneath I have two more ethnic style vocals. And then all together it just kind of transitions out of like the high energy, high pace type drop, kind of chills out a bit, and then it goes back into the break. So we kept the vocal. So that part stays the same, as well as the second break. We just kept it. I think we X-Ray added some perks in this part. That's about it. And then for the second build up, it's also the same. I'll just get into the second drop. For the most part, it's the same, but the melody's changed a bit. good job with this. I love this drop, but X-Ray added a bunch of bass shots in this part of the drop. I like those a lot. You can hear them in the fills. Yeah, there's just some fills here. I think these both, we chopped them so it sounds, so they have the same rhythm. Got a vocal and drum fill using the same rhythm. It sounds really good. And then we just got the drop outro again. Just got the producer tags and some impacts to finish the song. But yeah, other than that, it's really messy FLP. Messy mixer. Not very organized, but yeah, so it's roughly around 35 hours spent on this one. This isn't the same FLP that we mixed it in, I don't think. I think I saved this one, and then I have another one that I did the full mix down in. This is just the rough one, and then we mastered it in a different FLP. But the master was just basic, just ozone and some other things. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I'll be making more of these in the future. They'll only get better. I know this one was kind of rough, but I'm not really used to doing this kind of stuff, so. And hopefully by then I'll even have a real mic, because my old one broke. Maybe a new computer, so I can actually record better. But yeah, let me know down in the comments if you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.